Hello everyone! Welcome to CRIMELAB, the place where you find the truth about crime stories. In this video, we're going to talk about the murder of a 42-year-old lady named Kathleen West aka Kitty Cat West. She was mysteriously found lying dead semi-nude outside her house on 13th January 2018. Are you interested in knowing the reason behind the murder? If yes, then don't forget to be with us till the end of the video. Let's go to the story. Stay tuned and please subscribe. Kat lived with her husband, Jeff West, and daughter Lola West in Calera, Alabama. Jeff worked as a Birmingham-Southern College campus security officer and was a U.S. Army veteran, and Lola studied in high school. She was a homemaker known for her beauty and carefree personality. She was the biggest admirer of Marilyn Monroe and followed every move of her religiously. She also copied her features such as hair, clothes, style, and so on. Through Kat's regular Facebook postings, it felt like hers was a happy family. No one knows the real reason for her switch. Maybe it was the boredom that took over, or maybe her desperate search for attention. Kathleen used her freedom to pursue hobbies on the opposite end of the spectrum. Kathleen became known as Kitty Cat on the internet. She had her own website where she shared adult pictures of herself with users for a fee. It was her OnlyFans account. Others fawned over photos of her in lingerie, costumes, and nothing at all, and she relished it. She then used her social media platforms, such as Twitter and Instagram, to promote her adult subscription-only website and encourage more paying customers. Her husband, Jeff, was fully aware of her activities and even aided her in her endeavors, which is a surprising fact. Things were going all well for Kat, and she was enjoying her work. She also was getting well paid for her job, and she was loving the recognition that she was gaining eventually. Suddenly, on the morning of January 13, 2018, Kathleen was found dead, lying face down across the street from her home. A 19-year-old neighbor was driving to work when she discovered her body at 5 a.m. She had only partial clothing on her body when she was discovered. Her phone and a half-empty green absinthe bottle were found beside her. A night before her death, she had consumed alcohol. She liked to drink alcohol and jump on the family trampoline after the lust, so it was assumed that maybe while jumping she must have fallen and hurt her head, causing her death. But authorities began to suspect something fishy after accumulating statements, analyzing evidence, and performing an autopsy. What was it that was helping them doubt about Kat's murder? Was there really something that will help in solving the case? Let's find out. Kat and Jeff had a date night the night before she died. The couple stopped by R&R Wine and Liquor after dinner at Pappy Doc's Seafood Kitchen and had drinks at the Red Zone Bar and Grill. They bought a bottle of Lucid Absinthe and a bottle of Jameson Irish Whiskey while they were there. The CCTV footage of the clubs proves their presence, and they are seen in a happy mood chatting and laughing. Jeff mentioned that after returning home, they had some drinks and then did a small photo shoot for her website. Later, they dozed off to sleep. Only when he heard police and a crowd accumulating outside his home did he learn about Kat's death. Before going out to check, as he didn't find Kat on the bed, he was seen searching for her frantically in the whole house. When the cops arrived on the scene, they observed that the green bottle had been placed directly on top of Kathleen's cell phone, which appeared strange, almost scripted. Dr. Stephen, a forensic pathologist, completed the autopsy and determined that she died as a result of blunt force trauma to the head. He went on to say that the head wound was unlikely to have been caused by a fall because of Kathleen's small stature, and that the length of the wound matched the length of the liquor bottle found at the scene. He also stated that her blood alcohol content, BAC, was 23, which is approximately triple the legal limit. Surprisingly, evidence was gathered from both Jeff's and Kathleen's health apps, which tracked their daily activities. Kat's phone indicated that the final movement occurred on January 12 between 10:45 and 10:54 p.m. covering a distance of 0.04 miles. It did not detail movement again until the following morning when it was acquired by police for evidence. For Jeff, the next to last movement was on January 12 at 10:17 p.m. for 10 steps, and the final movement was from 11:03 to 11:10 p.m. for a total of 18 steps. Jeff stated a lie to the police that he went to bed at 10:30 p.m. The next movement on Jeff's phone was from 5:12 to 5:22 a.m. the next day, January 13th, for a total of 59 steps, which is doubtful. The most suspicious fact that arouses doubt towards Jeff was his facial expressions and body language when an officer told him about Kat's death. He was extremely calm, which aroused suspicion. Based on their previous experiences, authorities stated that this is not how a person typically acts after learning that their spouse is dead. Based on this evidence, Jeff West was arrested and charged with the murder of his wife on Thursday, February 22, 2018. He was given a $500,000 bond and was found not guilty. Jeff insisted from the beginning that he would never hurt his wife because he loved her dearly. He stated that he and his wife began arguing when they arrived home from their date night, as he was unhappy about the amount of time that Kat was spending on her phone, and in a fit of rage, proceeded to throw her phone outside. According to him, she must have gone outside to fetch it, fell, and died. But investigators believe he grabbed the liquor bottle from the table, followed her, and hit her as she tilted down to pick up her phone. John Robbins, Jeff's lawyer, maintained throughout that it was an accident and not a murder. He also claimed that as Kat was so popular on online adult sites, there is a possibility that one of her followers must have killed her. He also upheld Jeff's claim that he didn't act like a person would when told their spouse was dead, by pointing out that he is a trained soldier. Soldiers are taught to control their emotions, and there are different ways in which people cope with stressful conditions. They shouldn't be judged based on it.
My client has maintained that he did not kill his wife, that he is innocent of this crime. Now, it's not our job to solve the crime, but it appears that the police district attorney's office jumped into the pool and saying, hey, it's either Jeff West or this crime goes unsolved. If she didn't have her website, which she would dress in sexy clothes and post pictures on the internet, that wasn't this aspect of this case, the public would have no interest.
On January 13, a video interview between Jeff and detectives was shown to the jury in its entirety. Jeff was asked about the events of the night before Kathleen's death, the state of their marriage, Kathleen's habits, and whether or not the two had a history of violence. Jeff claimed that he had never hit or hurt his wife, and that he had no idea what had happened to her until the police informed him. The couple's front door was opened and closed at various times throughout the night, according to ADT security records. Detective Mike Maloff was also called to testify about the authenticity of the screenshots from the couple's phones health app that provided an account of their movements throughout the night and the morning after Kat's death. Kathleen's mother, Nancy Martin, when interviewed by a news channel, described her daughter as an alcoholic who also took medication for bipolar disorder. She stated that Kat was a heavy drinker for many years and was warned many times by the doctor to not drink heavily, but she didn't pay attention to people's advice. Finally, the trial day came, for which the media and everyone had been keeping an eye. The jury managed to reach a unanimous decision. In the death of his wife, Kathleen, Jeff West was found guilty of murder. When the verdict was read, he showed no emotion. His bond was revoked, and he was ordered to remain in prison until his sentencing. Shelby County Judge William Bostic Rumman III handed down what he thought was a fair, if not maximum, sentence after all of the deliberations. Jeff West was sentenced to 16 years in prison for the reckless manslaughter of his wife. When making his decision, he considered Jeff's lack of criminal history, pleas from Jeff's daughter, mother, and mother-in-law, and other factors involved in the case. Therefore, still today, at the age of 47, Jeff West is behind bars in state prison, where he is expected to remain until the early 2030s. Due to his well-mannered behavior, he is supposed to be released early rather than the normal years of jail for murder. It still is unknown as to who exactly killed Kat West. The death of this diva was a buzzing headline for many years before it disappeared into thin air. Her death was a shock, not just for her followers but also for the people around her. Do you think Jeff West killed his wife? What do you think must have led to her death? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you like watching this video, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such interesting content. See you in the next video with yet another true crime story. Stay tuned.